Hello Game Makers, this is GameMaker Rob and welcome to my channel. In this video we will finally be getting started on creating a battle system for multiple heroes and multiple monsters. The numbers you can see above the monsters' heads are how many monsters are in the group. It's not hit points, it's just that there's 3 goblins, 1 mage and 3 giant eyeballs. So without further ado, let's get started. Hey guys, so originally I was just going to add multiple heroes and monsters onto the other battle system. While I was coding that though, I discovered a few things that I would like to improve on the old system, and it's probably going to take just as long to change things in the old system as opposed to starting from scratch. So what I decided to do is have 2 separate series, and the other one is complete. That's for a single hero, single monsters. And this one is going to be for multiple heroes and multiple monsters, like for example Final Fantasy series. And there's also a few things I noticed that I wanted to improve upon from the old system, so we're going to have that in this system as well. So the first thing we're going to do is create a new object. We're going to call it obj main, and this object is going to hold all the information that the battle system is going to draw from. So it's going to we're going to create our arrays in this object. So global var GA heroes, and we want hero count equals 0. GA heroes hero count 0 equals Rob. Global var GA heroes hero count 1. This is going to be maximum hit points, so we'll say 20. GA heroes hero count, let me just copy this, paste it, be faster, 2 equals 20. So name max HP, current HP. Max MP. Current MP. Max melee damage. So there you go. So we're letting the game know whether this player, this character, knows the spells or not. You might want to use multiple arrays, but for the sake of simplicity I'm just going to integrate everything into one array for the players. And let me just make a copy of this. Just want a blank copy. and there we go. So we're going to have 4 characters. And this needs to be there as well. And let's make one change. Let's give this player the hurt spell. There we go. So I'm just going to scroll slowly through this so you can see what I've got so far. I know sometimes I go a bit fast. Next we're going to need a monster array. So let's add one in here, GA monsters. I haven't added any sprites to the game yet, so I'm just going to make up some names for now. GA monster count 0 equals troll. Copy this, paste. We're going to need max and current. I think we could just have one counter for... no, we are going to need max. So max HP can be 6. To 6. This is just going to mirror the array for the heroes, really. I think that's going to be the easiest way to do it. Actually, let's give him some magic points. And we'll give him stun. Melee damage, we'll say 4. Make him quite strong. Nose heal, false. Hurt, stun, sleep. Okay, let's check this. copy. And we want 3 monsters. Just paste it 3 times. And we'll have a mage as the second one. Let's give the troll more hit points. And the mage can have 6. Magic 30. Max melee 2. Nose hurt. Stun. And sleep. And then healer. I'll give him 10 hit points. And 12 magic points. Oops, no, yeah, that's right. No, that's wrong. 12 magic, max melee 2, nose heal. Yes, he does because he's a healer. Everything else, set it to false. And 1 more array. We're going to have GA inv for inventory. And we're going to have it just here. Say GA inv 00 equals -1. Copy this, paste it 3 times. Or you know what we could do actually? What would make more sense is here to put GA inv and then use hero count. That would make more sense. And now we can just copy this and paste it. Okie doke. I'm not going to make any items for now. When we start to code the actions, we'll add it in then. But we're off to a good start for all the information we need. So let me just scroll down slowly again. This is the monsters. And then inventory. Just copying and pasting the same thing. And hero count is going to increase from 0 to 3. There we go. Okay, so before we create the battle spawner object, I just want to show you I've got a few sprites. An arrow sprite just to show you what option you're clicking on. A text box to display messages. 3 monster sprites in the same sprite. These are our different monsters you can fight. And 4 different hero sprites. Okay, so let's now create a new object. We'll call it obj battle spawner. Actually, let's make this, let's change this to _ battle spawner. And inside the create event, we want to say state equals init. We also want to create some positions. We're going to be using a different method for this battle system. We're going to be using objects to show the monster groups and the heroes. I tried modifying the single monster, single hero battle system, and that's mainly the reason it's taking so long, is because it just wasn't working that way. So I'm trying a different method, and it seems to work a lot better. So we're going to have up to 3 monster groups on the screen at the same time. So we'll say max monster groups equals 3, and max monsters per group equals 5. And if there's only one group, we're going to want it to display on the left hand side but in the center. And if there's two groups, we're going to have it one to the top and one to the middle, and three groups will be top, middle and left. So we're going to create an array to store those positions. So a monster pos for positions 0, 0. So the first x coordinate is going to be 120. And a monster pos 0, 1 is going to be, this is the y coordinate, so we want room height divided by 2. Another heads up, in my room I'm just using a room of 640 by 480. I'm not using any views in this room, so you may need to modify this code just for the positions. So let's copy this, or actually let's say monster group X, and this is the Y. Copy this, paste it. So this group is going to be above and to the left, so we want 80, and then we want the first group's Y coordinate, and then minus sprite get height SPR monsters. Let's say minus 20. Should be a good buffer. Copy this, paste it. And this is group 2, or the third group, and we just want to change this to a plus, so it's going to be the same x coordinate as the middle group, group 1, this one, but underneath, and plus 20. Oh yeah, sorry, we want this to be plus 20 as well. So the height of the sprite plus 20 away from this position. Okay, so now we've done that, let's go into the step event. If state is equal to init, and we first want to spawn heroes. How many heroes are in the party? So hero party size equals array height 2D GA heroes. So however many heroes you've got in the party, that's how many heroes are going to spawn. For var I equals 0, I is less than hero party size, I++. And we're going to say hero equals instance create depth, hero X, hero Y, minus 100, and obj hero. And we also want to say the hero, its index equals I. So we're going to create 4 heroes because I will go from 0 to 3, and each hero will have the same index as I, which is 0 to 3. And this is how we're going to reference all the statistics from obj main. Let's just create everything we need to as well. So hero X is going to be room width minus 120. Hero Y, let's say 100 for now. and we don't want them all to spawn on top of each other. We want hero Y plus sprite get height SPR heroes plus 20. And let's also create the hero object, obj hero, give it the hero sprite. In the create event of this object, we want to say image speed equals 0 and state equals init. And then in the step event, if state is equal to init, image index equals index, state is equal to ready. We have to do it this way because if we try and set the image index in here with the index variable, it's going to give us an error because the create event of the hero won't recognize this variable until a step later. So that's why we have to do it inside the step event. Okay, let's just test this now. Let's just run the game. It would help if we put the objects in the room first, though, wouldn't it? So we want obj main and obj battle spawner. Just check I've not forgotten anything. It should be okay, I think. Just run the game. Actually, before we do that, we don't want to keep creating endless objects, so we need to say state equals ready inside the battle spawner. If we didn't do that, it will just keep doing this forever. Oh, I know, I forgot to do. There's always something. So we want hero Y plus I times all of this. Actually, let's put it in here. And then brackets. Cool, so it's looking good so far. So now we have the heroes. Let's create the monsters. So we want to say total monsters, total monster groups actually, equals iRandom range 1 to max monster groups. For var I equals 0, I is less than total monster groups. I plus plus. Monster group equals instance create depth. And we want a monster pos I0 and a monster pos I1. It's just giving us the coordinates that we stored in here. So 120 and room height when I0. And then depth, minus 100. And we want it to be obj monster group. Then monster group type equals iRandom SPR monsters. So this is going to give us a value of 0 to 2, so 0, 1 or 2. And I specifically only have as many images as we have monsters, sorry. So we have 3 monsters and 3 sprites. If you keep it like that, then you can have 100 monsters. It's still going to work. And monster group dot number equals irandom, and max monsters per group -1, and then +1, and this will give us a number between 1 and 5. So there's possible 3 groups, and each group's going to have 1 to 5 monsters. Okay, so now let's create the monster object, obj monster group, sorry, is that right? Let's check it. Yeah, obj monster group, we want create event, state is init, above that image speed equals 0, and step event if state is equal to init, image index equals type, and then state equals ready. Let's also display how many monsters are in the group. So draw event, we want to say draw self. We want to draw the name in the center, so draw set h align fa center, draw set v align fa bottom. If you look at my sprites, they're drawn from the top left, so I want the text to be drawn from this y upwards, so it should be this distance from the sprite. For the x coordinate, we're going to have to get half of the sprite width, and that's going to be the central point from where we're drawing from. So monster group, and then we want draw set color, see white, and then draw text x minus sprite get, oh sorry, sprite width divided by 2, no, plus x plus sprite width divided by 2, y, and string number. Let's also give it the monster sprite. Cool. There's one more thing I want to do. Actually, let's test this first. Let's run the game, make sure this works. Okay, cool. So there's a bit of a mismatch with the sprites. I think I might make the monster sprites bigger, but you can see where we're going with this. One last thing I want to do is to prove that it will create different groups every time. So we want to say if state equals init with obj hero instance destroy, and with obj monster group instance destroy. When we get further into the process, we're going to move this to the end of the battle, because that's when we should be destroying them, but just for testing purposes we're going to do this now. And then we're going to say if state is ready, if keyboard check pressed vk space state equals init. So every time you press space, it should do all of this again. So we should get an entirely different collection of monsters and number of monsters as well. So let's run the game. Press space and there's a different amount of monsters. Okay, cool. So I'll leave it there for now. Next time, probably Monday, hopefully, we're gonna create. We'll get as far as we can in creating the actual battle system. So having a menu for the heroes and just making sure that they're all taking their turns properly. So I shall see you next time. Bye for now.